The tier says, we'll shout you out at the very beginning of the podcast in as emphatically and passionately as possible, since you're now basically sponsoring our episodes. I just realized there's a fucking typo in here, a grammatical error that I need to adjust.
That's so unprofessional.
I know. Good God. It's
like I'm blaming you, but we're all part of it.
It's episode 38 all over again, where it just suddenly our intro plays. Anyway.
Does our intro play in the middle of the episode?
Yeah, just fucking play.
It's that episode. It's so good. I could have fixed it. I didn't want to. I thought it was
my
hilarious.
bad. It was my fucking bad because I'm the one that puts the music in and then cooks the episode, bakes it together with the compression stuff, and I handed it to Spencer like, oh, I did my job. And then it's got the stupid intro playing out of nowhere. Spencer's like asking me a question. It's like 38 seconds in.
Yeah.
Do you ever think? And it just goes off. It's like for no reason.
It's so good.
I fucked that up.
It's so
I feel
good.
so bad.
Blend that better. That's great.
This is a podcast made of errors, constant bad jokes and errors that
just strung together.
Should have no audience, but somehow.
Do I just say their names or do I like say things about them?
If you want to.
You do whatever that comes to your mind.
Whichever way the wind takes you.
They're
giving us $50 a month. So, I mean.
Holy hell. What are you guys?
I know.
I don't know.
Like
what? I don't know.
How?
Yeah.
How?
Whatever you do is good. It's all bullshit, Eric. This whole thing.
It's all bullshit. That's true.
No matter what.
It's built on mistakes.
Hate to shatter the illusion. Yeah.
Well, can there be like a worst mistake? So
no.
If that's a goal that you want to achieve, I'm sure that you could achieve it.
Yeah, but I don't want to accidentally achieve it and then be like, this show is great. The mistakes are all awesome except for the one mistake.
I'm sure some of my shout outs have been among the worst.
A little lackluster. This is going to be lusterful.
You're Eric.
That's right. As I descend down in holiness.
Yeah, you're the missing link. You're
whose name bestoweth uponeth thy podcast.
I have descended to this plane to say thanks unto Spencer Feuerstein and Tyler Hiett, who are the most holy of holy, the greatest of greats. I say grace unto thee. Goodbye. Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's good.
Fucking hell. What am I supposed to do with that? I'm going to put a choir and an organ behind you there.
That's the worst one right there. We did it. We
found
we
God.
We found the one that we can never, ever do again.
That was our intro shout out. Thank you, Spencer Feuerstein, Tyler Hiett, for getting that tier. I hope you like the organ and shit that we put in there.
Oh, seriously.
Welcome to Eric Hates Dragon Ball Z. I am Spencer.
I'm John.
I am Eric.
And today,
I hate Dragon Ball Z.
Yes. Today, we're going to be going over the entirety of the Saiyaman Saga. This is not an April Fool's prank. It is actually happening this time. Eric is actually here with us, and we're going to jump right into it. So, the premise for this hopefully fun look back at the Saiyaman Saga is,
for some,
we're tired. John and I are just tired of going through every single episode and trying to get Eric up to speed.
We already did it. We already watched the shit. Why do we have to do it again?
Yeah, exactly. So we're not going to describe anything today. Eric, in fact, is going to describe the entire saga to us.
Not great.
And we're going to have a nice session where Eric tries to make the most sense of Dragon Ball Z that he possibly can, and will help if he really needs it. I've sent him short episode descriptions of everything in the saga that we watched up to this point, and we're just going to start from the beginning and go through to the end and see how this goes. It could be good, it could be bad. Hopefully you enjoy it.
I know you said that this is not an April Fool's joke, but I feel like Eric probably thinks it's an April Fool's joke every time we have him on the show.
Yeah.
Every single time he's like, come on.
This thing's still happening? Like, seriously.
It's just a joke that his life has led to this.
It's an Eric the Fool joke.
Yeah. Eric
like,
is
I'm the fool, and it's all year round, all the time.
Yeah, it's April 41st. Let's do this.
So, Eric, the link that I gave you links to the Great Saiyaman Saga.
Yeah, I've got a link to dragonball.fandom.com/wiki/list of Dragon Ball Z episodes of the Great Saiyaman Saga. And it goes to Otherworld Saga. Is that right? Is that the right one?
Scroll down
there
just
it
a
is.
titch
Oh, okay, yeah,
until
yeah.
you get to Great Saiyaman. And you're going to describe the
Saiyaman?
episodes.
Saiyaman.
Yeah, Saiyaman. You're going to describe the episodes from the Great Saiyaman up until the end of the World Tournament Saga. So that's what we're going to do today.
Okay, cool. So we're going through Saiyaman and World Tournament.
Yeah, it's about 20 episodes. So you just kind of like, you don't even have to read word for word. You can read through it and you just describe to us the events of the saga from last time, which last time I think you were around when we skipped forward 7 years and Gohan was suddenly a teenager and Goku's been dead for a
I've
while.
completely wiped from my memory everything we've talked about Dragon Ball Z up until this point.
Well, the good news is the first title of the first episode will tell you exactly what you need to know.
Gohan goes to high school. Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. This is episode 200.
Yeah.
You guys have watched over 200 episodes of this show.
Yeah. Over 200 at this point.
I've never felt better in my entire life, Eric.
You're not gonna feel that way by the time I get done explaining this, and you'll be like, "What the hell, people?"
What even happened in the Saiyaman Saga,
what's
Eric?
Well, let me tell you, the most important place to start in the show Dragon Ball Z, all about aliens coming to Earth and saving the world over and over and over and over and over and over again, is to focus in on Gohan going to high school. But even that is a bit too far. That's too speedy. We need to back it up to the walk towards high school. Before he can even get to school, he has to get in a fight with some local thugs, obviously turning Super Saiyan, thinking that no one's going to recognize him, but they do.
Well, he has blonde hair, though.
Yeah, but now he has blonde hair.
Oh, yeah,
so like,
because that'll throw it off, because no one's ever heard of hair dye in this world. But of course, he defeats these random street thugs, and he runs into Videl.
solid.
Yes,
No, let him say Videl forever, please.
Oh, every DBZ person is cringing at the time. Like, oh,
Yeah, I
hurts.
cringed so much that I just like vomited forth the correct pronunciation
Yeah.
because I couldn't stand it. So
Videl.
Yeah, you just actually'd him so fast. It was awesome.
Actually, yeah.
actually, yeah.
Which is Hercule's daughter. Wow, look at that. We're starting
Do
this.
you remember who Hercule is?
He's the dude with the mustache. He was supposedly the world's strongest fighter, right? And
Yes.
actually got
Yeah,
his
world's
ass beat
martial arts champion.
immediately and ran away.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty much.
yeah.
See, he can be taught.
I'm so happy. Every time we do one of these, you actually retain knowledge.
It's
I know
true.
you just have to go into the
Yeah, it's been
basement of your
months.
brain home
It's
and dust
fueling
off.
it's fueling rage though. So I mean, the more information you pump in, the bigger this fire gets. So it's all good. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is so dumb.
What?
This episode. He manages to get away while an old man tells Videl what's happening. Like, how is that? How is this important to the show at all? How?
I've never seen Eric squeeze his face like this. We're just starting to.
I
Oh
know,
my
we're
god.
not even halfway through the first episode. Okay, and we've already gotten to some pre-high school fighting. Like, okay, it's like we're in an episode of Grease here. All right. Finally, he makes it to school. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm having a hard time not just reading this verbatim because it's great. When finally getting to school, he finds out how fast things can go around the city, for everyone in school is making a legend of him, calling him the Golden Fighter.
Yeah, I really wonder who wrote these summaries because I'm pretty sure it's not like official. Like it's on a fandom wiki, so some
Right. It's just got to be a
had to
fan.
write this.
But
which it sounds very TV announcer.
yeah,
It
it
does
sounds
like a last time.
like
or
I'm reading. Like I'm reading. It's the like next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Uh-huh.
And,
Yeah.
and
exactly.
someone reads that sentence to me. Anyway, he has a hard time keeping his identity a secret, especially for Videl, because she thinks he's the Golden Fighter. Then comes baseball, and he accidentally shows a little bit of his power, but finally gets through the day somehow. That's the first episode?
Yeah.
Of just
He
him
has
going
to-
to high school?
He has to play baseball and he accidentally, what does he do, John?
Well, he's trying to fit in with the normal kids, and so he jumps 50 feet into the air to catch
That's
a fly
what it
ball
is.
and then floats
Yeah.
in midair and then throws the
Everybody
ball as hard
sees
as
him do
possible.
that.
Right.
Yeah.
And they'll be like,
And so-
Golden Fighter, Golden Fighter.
No, they don't. Then nobody knows that it's him yet.
Yeah, he didn't change into Super Saiyan, so he's still got black hair, so they don't know.
He's still got black hair, so they have no idea.
But
he's
there's
the Golden
no
Fighter.
like, oh my gosh, that dude just broke the laws of physics.
There's a lot of that, but it's more like
high school. Like shit happens in high school.
Well, he is going through puberty. Yeah.
Okay. And that's the whole episode. And you're telling me you guys watched that and we're like, this is a good TV show. I'm watching this right now and I'm really entertained.
You would
Yeah.
be surprised, but yes.
you would
my
be surprised.
I am.
You might be surprised.
I'm not surprised. I'm unbelieving of that. Like that, I refuse to.
I'm
believe
trying
that.
to think of something that you like that would translate to this. I'm having a hard time
Dude.
because it wasn't like watching an anime fighting show. It was more like watching sort of like almost a sitcom.
Well, don't get me wrong. Like I love a high school sitcom, no problem.
Yeah.
I'll watch that all day. But it's Dragon Ball Z, guys. Like, come on.
I got one for you. So it's like, have you ever watched The Simpsons, the television show?
Wait, what's The Simpsons?
Yeah, how many seasons did they have? I can't remember. What is it? Like 38 or something?
It's literally still going on today.
It's like when The Simpsons does an episode where they jump into the future and just follow the life of Lisa and her girlfriend.
Okay.
You remember that episode?
I don't remember her having a girlfriend, but I do
Yeah.
remember the future episodes being particularly well received because they had to focus on character change and people dealing with problems,
Growth
like
and-
all of the
yeah.
stuff that actually matters, telling the story of people in a show. Dragon Ball Z,
Sucks at that.
you know, as ineptly as it might have done it before, tries to do it for this season, and that's why I think that I appreciated it more.
Okay, so it attempts to be a good TV show at this point.
It does.
We're at
And
Saga,
I feel like that
Saga
we're
like
in a-
6 or something.
Yeah, I feel like that we're in a courtroom right now, and John and I are on the defense, and you're in the prosecution.
Great.
chair,
Yeah, the
trying
prosecution.
to
The
decide.
prosecution says, "How did we only get to this point at the 200th episode? It took 200 episodes to learn this to get to this place." Okay.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's been a journey. I won't deny
That's
that. It has
true.
been a journey
Monday-
of quality.
this is more than 20 years ago.
Yeah, Monday, September 17th, 2001. I got to put it in context. Like the last 20 years, 21 years, right? Math. Yes.
I'm just looking at the air dates and wondering now. They had back-to-back episodes, September 17th and September 18th, and then they didn't air another episode
Till November 27th.
till November
What?
27th.
No, but then the next one is
the
September
episode
19th.
after that.
What is this?
Yeah, so is Gohan's first date like a error, or did they break that out of
I don't know.
circulation and put it in later?
No, that's a good question. What the fuck?
I'm very confused.
Okay, I got it. This episode's English version did not air on its intended date of September 19th, 2001, because it features a tall building on fire.
Oh, man.
Given that this episode aired 8 days after the 9/11 terrorist attacks, it was determined that it was too sensitive to air. Therefore, the next episode, Rescue Videl, was aired in its place. So that actually makes a lot
Wow,
of sense as
that's
to why that happened.
crazy.
Yeah, but the crazy thing is they just wait a month and then they do it.
Yeah,
That's the even crazier thing. Yeah,
They
just
took
wait.
an episode of a serialized story out instead of just like editing a scene or something like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, well, on to episode 201. I am Sayiman. He finally seeks the help of Bulma because she's the only competent one on this show. Let's be honest. So that
Agreed.
he can keep his identity secret. Okay, I might have to take that back because all she does is create a costume for him to wear. Are you kidding me? Does she say like, "Hey, maybe don't beat up other high school kids"?
No, she makes a little costume that it's a watch. It's a wristwatch, and he pushes the button on the wristwatch, and then he gets costume.
Yeah, he has a Power Rangers uniform that she makes for him, but she also does
That's
say
pretty cool.
maybe, just don't be the crazy superpower person.
Mm.
Right,
She
but
does suggest maybe don't do that.
he lands on the moniker the Great Saiyaman. Saiyaman.
Yes. Saiyaman.
Saiyaman.
Because Saiyans are, he's of the
Right.
race.
Yeah. Saiyaman. Anyway, Later on, a bus gets hijacked by a group of thugs, hopefully the same thugs that he already beat up, and it drives off a cliff. Those are terrible thugs. Anyway,
We talked about that.
it seems not even Videl can save the hostages, but the great Saiyaman lifts them to safety and then flies off. Now Videl is determined to find out the secret of Gohan. High school shenanigans at its finest right here. Goten is also introduced for the first time. Goten. Who's Goten?
Goten is Goku and Chi-Chi's second son.
Whoa.
And Gohan's brother.
Gohan has a little brother. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I could have read that last sentence, and there it is.
Yeah. He was born in the time between, in that 70-year time skip. Right before Goku died, Goten was conceived.
I was going to say, how it wasn't Goku's dead and he has this little kid? Anyone calling questions on this? Anyone? We got
No, because it's essentially very small Goku. Like he is very much Goku's son.
It
But yeah, it
definitely
was like
is.
they had like a week where Goku was on Earth with his wife, and the shenanigans could have happened.
All right. Next episode. Gohan's first date. This is what we tune into DBZ for.
Yeah.
Finally. A girl sees Gohan transforming. Or so he thought. Back from the Saiyaman form. So he goes out on a date with her. So she won't tell anyone? What is this? Is this like date blackmail?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well,
Actually, blackmail is a pretty big theme in this season.
okay. I mean, it is high school, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, on the date, he ends up rescuing Videl from a burning building, and the girl breaks up with him. Ugh, classic. Gohan's secret ends up being... I can't read it.
Come on.
I can't read this.
Come on.
Gohan's secret ends up being teddy bear underwear? What? What?
Saiyaman safe.
Saiyaman safe? What is it even? What?
It's the last.
That's a TV show.
You
That's a
know,
thing that
it's
happened.
it's teenage high school drama.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Anyway, moving on to Rescue Videl, episode 203. Videl picks a fight with the Red Shark Gang. Is Videl a fighter too? Or is she just some random
Oh,
girl?
Videl is Hercule's daughter.
Right.
She can definitely fight.
No. Hercule sucks. That is canon.
No.
That's canon.
Hercule sucks compared to Goku, but compared to regular people on the street, he can fight.
He lost
with the best of the
every
humans.
fight in the tournament.
Against aliens and mutants and
superpower
androids.
guys.
Not even
Yeah,
close.
but on
Yeah.
the planet of Earth, Hercule is actually the world champion of fighters. Versus normal people, Hercule is the best.
All right. But how does his daughter fare up against the Red Shark Gang? To rescue the town mayor? What? And the great Saiyaman, Gohan, goes to rescue her. Turns out, though, she really didn't need help at all. So this
that's all true.
is a whole episode of just her fighting Red Shark Gang.
Kind of, sort
Pretty
of.
much, if I remember right. And Gohan's like, I got to rescue her. And she's like, I don't need your help.
She's like, get the fuck out of here, weirdo. I got this.
Yeah, that's Videl.
What the hell?
She's competent.
What is the show, guys? Every time I read it, I'm like, this can't be weirder than the last one I read. And it is. The Great Saiyaman rescues a baby dino from a circus. That's the next episode. What?
That's a premise.
What
That's
is
the premise.
this?
No, that's the next 5 minutes.
But Videl thinks he's stealing
the
it and
setup.
confronts him. So Gohan doesn't want to fight her because he's the superhuman.
Uh-huh.
And the dino's parents come.
There's like Godzillas in the city now because
Mhm.
they're looking for their baby dino.
Right. And then the dino parents confuse that Gohan is the one that kidnapped him rather than his rescuer. Saiyaman gets cut before beating the dad dino and then sending the pair home with the mother.
Uh-huh. What's the problem?
So he beats up this dad dinosaur and then says, "Oh, sorry, this is all a misunderstanding. Here's your kid. You can all go home together."
No, he's like, hey, sorry, this is a misunderstanding. And the dad dino's like, I'm not having any of it. Give me back my kid. Swipe. He takes out the dad dinosaur. He's like, look, I don't want to hurt you too, lady, because you're a girl dinosaur.
And the dad's just down there, just like dead.
No, not dead. Probably not
He's
dead.
probably
I actually don't remember.
Yeah, he probably has fractures and will die very soon. But
Nice. Okay. Just trying to rescue his son.
Yeah.
Anyway, Videl sees that Gohan is cut in the same place and puts 2 and 2 together to figure out Gohan is Saiyaman. I don't know how to say that word. I hate it.
It's like Superman, but it's Saiyaman.
Okay. She says she will not tell if Gohan competes in the 25th World Martial Arts Tournament. Her other condition was he teach her to fly.
You'd think that those would be reversed.
Okay, so Gohan wants to compete in the 25th World Martial Arts Tournament, even though...
He actually does not want to.
Mhm.
Videl wants him to.
Why? Doesn't she want to fight in there?
Yeah, she's going to be in it, and she wants him to be in it because he's a strong fighter. And
she wants to learn how to fly.
that,
She does want to learn how to fly. I mean, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
that's
but
fair.
she's just a human. Like, what?
Yeah, but Krillin can fly.
What?
He's been able
How?
to fly forever.
Yeah, Krillin could always
That's just
play.
been a thing.
Just through martial arts? Just like, I've
Yeah.
mastered the martial arts, so now I can fly.
Krillin can shoot like key blasts and shit also.
Yeah, but...
So
Destructo disc.
Yeah, so does he do that as like... Okay. All right, so humans can fly now.
Humans could always fly since like Dragon Ball.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you guys are giving Hercule this out because he's a human and he can't fight against like superhuman aliens. But also humans can fly. So there's no limits to humans. So if we're gonna call an apple, Hercule sucks.
He didn't know that humans could fly.
Why? Krillin knows.
in fairness, Krillin reads the script directly, so Krillin just knows everything.
If Krillin fought Hercule, who would win?
That's what I want to know. And that's what he's excited to prove.
Yeah, we'll get to it. We'll get to it if you keep reading the episode descriptions.
All right. I'm just saying there's no continuity here. And it's just like, what can we just throw in and just have people do? Guess what? Humans can fly now. We're just gonna.
No, they could always have
It's
flown.
been established from the very beginning.
When did a human first fly?
Krillin flew in Dragon Ball, the TV show.
Yeah, in the TV
before
show,
Dragon Ball Z.
Goku learned to fly. It is just like a technique, just like any of the other techniques that they learn to shoot magic or whatever they do. It's just the flight technique. I don't remember the exact. It's like a jitsu or something. And they just learn
it
how
does
to do
actually have a name.
Yeah.
All right. I'll move on. I'll move past that. I will. I promise. I mean, I'm just gonna file it in. Apparently, there's dinosaurs that are sentient and can.
Yeah,
work.
yeah, that
Like,
same
okay.
folder. Just put it in there.
All right. Episode 205. I'll fight too. This is gonna go great. Goku communicates with Gohan on Earth. Goku? What? Where's he?
He's dead.
Yeah.
Remember?
Oh, wait. So he's dead, but still able to communicate.
Apparently, this whole time, yeah.
But he just didn't for 7 years.
Uh-huh.
Stand up dad right here. Okay. And it's not like it's the most formative years of his life, like junior
it's
high
not. It's not
era.
that important.
Yeah, that's fine.
Nah.
He'll be fine.
You don't want to talk to your
Uh-huh.
kid during that.
Yeah, he just took that 7-year sabbatical. No problem.
Just let him.
Oh,
figure
yeah,
it out.
I'm dead over here. Just so sorry I can't help out with, taking the boy to baseball camp or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, that's true. He is dead and can't help out with that. But
That's what he's saying. We'll see if his story holds up. Anyway, he tells him he's gained a 1-day pass to Earth for his heroic efforts against Cell. So instead of visiting you on your birthday or something, I'm going to use it to participate in the World Martial Arts Tournament because everything is about me, son. It's so good. I don't care about you or your mom at all. I don't want to spend some quality family time together. I only have the 1 day, so I'm going to use it punching things into the ground while avoiding all responsibility. Vegeta, Krillin, Android 18, Piccolo, Goten, and Trunks also choose a fight. Goten? The baby?
the baby.
Goten's like 6.
You should know that Goten is like 6 and Trunks is this timeline's version of Trunks, who is like 8 years old.
Mhm.
Wait.
He's still a kid as well.
Trunks is a kid now too?
Yeah, the Trunks that you know
Yeah.
was from the future.
Right.
And
Okay,
at the
so
same
this is
time that future Trunks was there, he was a baby.
This is
So now
naturally
the baby has
born
grown up.
Trunks. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is natural born Bulmalo right here.
They're 6 years old, but they're just shoe-ins for the World Martial Arts
I
Tournament.
really like that you're saying this because it does get addressed, but they want to compete. Yes.
And people are fine with children in this competition. Be like, yep, I am totally fine with this 48-year-old martial arts master punching this child in the face. Okay.
That's how it used to be.
Okay.
To be fair,
That's how it used to be.
used to be. But we'll get to it.
Yeah, sure. My daughter also wants to be a builder, but she can't just walk onto a construction site. Like, it doesn't work that way. Anyway, Gohan's excited, but he has doubts. He had doubts his mother will allow him to enter this competition.
Yeah, because you know Chi-Chi.
Right, I do know Chi-Chi, the single mother raising him alone while his deadbeat dad is off.
Is literally dead.
Smoking in the underworld or whatever. It's fine though. He got a 1-day pass 7 years after the event happened that he got it for. Anyway, upon returning home, Gohan thinks he's helping save a young woman from being robbed. Not realizing it is an unauthorized movie about his alter ego, the great Saiyaman.
He didn't sign any contract.
Yeah, no one signed off on this movie. They're just making it. No permits were had, and that's what motivated him to enter into the World Martial Arts Tournament.
No,
We'll find out next time on episode 206, the newest Super Saiyan. Wait, so he's excited about the tournament now?
Well, he's been blackmailed to participate.
Right, because someone will tell him that he has underwear. Teddy bear.
No.
He's excited because his dad's coming back and also going to be in the tournament. Everybody else is agreeing to fight. So he's like, all right, maybe this will be fun.
Videl just knows that he's the great Saiyaman, which he wants desperately to lead a regular high school teenage career.
And she's going to blow his secret. She's fine with that.
If he doesn't participate in the tournament, she sure will.
Yeah.
Okay. But people are just going to find out in the tournament. So what's that going to solve?
He's going to be in superhero outfit.
Right. Okay. All right. And they're fine with just any aliens and whoever showing up in this competition.
They are.
As long as you're physically on the world at this point, you can enter the World Martial Arts Tournament.
Yeah. Dragon Ball Z is a fan of equality.
Right. Yeah.
To a fault.
Yeah. They just don't ask questions. They're very, very, very accepting.
As long as you can sign a piece of paper, then you can be in this tournament.
As long as you can punch a punch machine.
Which we'll get to it.
Get like a certain number on the punch machine.
Yeah.
That is exactly what I thought Dragon Ball Z would do. Gohan is training for the upcoming tournament with his brother Goten when he gets a shock. Goten can turn into a Super Saiyan at 7 years old? What? However, he can't fly and needs to be taught also. So now, let me guess, Gohan is going to teach Goten and scrolling to find what's her name.
Videl.
Hercule's daughter. Videl. How to fly. He's going to do that. I'm calling it.
At the same time.
I kind of like Videl because it falls in line with Piccolo and that they're both instruments.
Yeah.
A Videl is an instrument?
Fiddle.
You mean a fiddle?
Well, okay.
Her name's not Fiddle. It's Videl. I think we've gone a couple steps too far here.
It's the mix between a violin and a fiddle.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, I see.
It's a Videl.
Yeah.
Fuck this joke. Just keep going. God damn it.
Take flight, Videl. With the tournament fast approaching, Videl and Goten must learn to fly, and fast, because you can't fight in the tournament without being able to fly. Outside of Krillin, what humans have you seen fly?
Yamcha, Tien,
technically.
Well, Tien, isn't he the three-eyed dude?
Yeah.
He is, but he's a human. I don't understand the third eye thing, to be honest with you.
Okay. You're just pulling names. Half of these people aren't even in the show. You're just making them up.
Ian Thompson from down the street.
Ian.
There you go.
No, because that's a realistic name of a person that could actually live and not called Videl.
Sorry, Rakana Shah.
There you go. There. Just put random letters together. That'll be more
consonant vowel, consonant vowel, consonant vowel. That's how you do it.
VEGETA. GOHAN.
That's really how you generate a lot of these names.
It really is.
It's just something about the Japanese language where it seems to follow a consonant vowel, consonant vowel, consonant vowel.
That's amazing.
Thing.
Wow.
Look at that.
I didn't even realize that.
Anyway, Gohan's revealing his secret to how to fly and struggles to coach his two students because they're 6 years old.
Well,
Vegeta is holding a training session of his own and gets a big surprise from his young son, Trunks, when he transforms into a Super Saiyan. So the last episode was called The Newest Super Saiyan, which is Goten turning Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
The very next episode, he was the newest Super Saiyan for one episode, and now Trunks is the newest
There's
Super
a
Saiyan.
newer newest.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Thrown to the side, just like that. All right, gather for the tournament. So that whole episode is just them training, I'm guessing. Training montage, the episode.
Pretty much.
Kind of.
I'm struggling to remember, but
It's
yeah. I
the
think so.
super heartfelt one where Gohan actually explains how energy works, and then it takes so much time that it makes you cry a little bit.
This is the best part of the episode, like the two sentences that it writes here. The rest is all filler. Everything you guys are talking about that's all filler. This is the stuff that moves the plot, so it's the good parts.
You're not moving the plot forward. What the hell are you doing
Exactly.
with your show?
What are you spending your
Yeah.
time on? It's all fluff.
Yeah.
Like you need 20 minutes to read those two sentences to me? Come on.
Just punch each other.
Yeah,
some
just
more.
shut up and punch. God damn it.
All right, the Z Fighters gather at the 25th World Martial Arts Tournament. Who are the Z Fighters?
Goku, Gohan, Krillin, Yamcha, Vegeta,
Do
Piccolo.
they just call themselves the Z Fighters?
Yeah, it's just the gang.
I don't think that they ever refer to that as in the universe. It's just sort of like an out of universe, easy way to refer to all the main
to the
characters
group.
of the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like people, I'm sure, can get added to the Z Fighters and taken away. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Like for instance, Tien, the third eye guy, does not show
Right.
up.
and
in these episodes
Goku
at
probably
all.
normally is a Z Fighter, but not here.
That's not true because he has the 24-hour pass. Remember?
Okay, that's true. Wait, no, this says the Z Fighters gather at the 25th World Martial Arts Tournament and wait for Goku to arrive, indicating that
Yeah.
Goku
Oh,
is
it's not a Z
Z
fighter.
fighter.
I see where the confusion
Yeah,
comes
fair
in
enough.
now.
So it's like Goku and the Z Fighters. It's
Yeah.
like a band.
Well, it'd be like saying the Green Bay Packers assembled to the Waffle House and then
waited for A. Ron Rodgers or whoever they're.
yeah, thank you for knowing a name of because I don't fucking know any of their names. So thank you
Okay.
for that.
All right, I guess I could see that. Anyway, they're scoping out the tournament. They're looking at the different people. Their hero, who's been missed for 7 years, arrives and gets to meet his second son for the first time. Just because there happened to be a tournament he wanted to go see at the same time.
You know, you're taking this good heartfelt moment, you're twisting it into a.
I'm telling you what happened. He did not believe that the birth of his son was a reason enough to get a pass to come here. But you know what? There's a bunch of group of people punching each other. That I gotta go see.
I gotta be there.
And the only
Gotta see
reason,
that.
the only reason he is seeing his son is because his 6-year-old son decided, I'm gonna go be in that tournament so I can meet my dad. That's what his 6-year-old had to do.
I feel like that Goku's thing is that he's just like super lucky. Like he gets credit for being a good dad because he's there to see his son, but it's only because it's somewhere that he wanted to be in.
Yeah, it's just a
Exactly.
series of events that have happened to have occurred in his favor. That's all.
Exactly.
Everyone's trying to paint him as the hero, but from what I'm reading
But
here,
really,
and in the majority of what I know about Dragon Ball Z, I don't think he qualifies as hero.
We should have a conversation about this far later because I would be on your team for that conversation.
I don't disagree. I cannot disagree with you.
Interesting. I'm all here for Goku is the true villain of the series. Let's go ahead and keep that going. All right, so this is almost the end of this saga, and it's just been them
Yeah,
farting around waiting for the tournament.
technically. Remember, we're going to the end of the world tournament.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of all.
But I mean,
packaged in
this
one,
but this saga isn't. This is its own saga.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it ends with Camera Shy, Sharpener.
Oh, he's one of Gohan's rivals at the high school. He's another teenager.
Right. Sharpener, not Sharpener.
Sharpener has a friend named Eraser.
Eraser.
Erasa. So
Eraser.
Sharpener is a girl.
No, Sharpener's a guy.
Sharpener's a guy.
Erasers.
Erasas. Okay. Do those like translate? Like, is that a fun joke in a different
it's 'cause
language?
They go to school. It's because they're schoolmates, and those are things you find in a school. And when I
school.
told Spencer that, it blew his mind for a second, and then he
Yeah.
moved on immediately because
Okay.
it's Dragon Ball Z, and you just kind of have to do that.
I was definitely surprised, but also it's kind of lame.
It's so
Kind of,
lame.
yeah. Can you imagine watching a show and be like, oh, and this is my schoolyard bully, Stapler.
Actually, I can. That's a hard name. That's a bully's name, Stapler Johnson.
Uh-oh, you better not act out. Stapler's going to get you.
If your parents named you that, would you really be the villain of the story, or would you be the tragic hero because you had to deal with that your whole life?
I mean, you'd have trauma. No question about
Oh
that.
yeah. Yeah, you'd have to talk to your friend Glue to make yourself feel better.
Yeah, you'd have a lot of sniffling at the glue station.
There'd be a lot of crying and sniffling.
Anyway, Sharpener.
These jokes are so bad. This is so bad.
It's not good.
We'll cut around the
It's
bad
not
ones.
good.
No, we won't. That's our whole brand. We cut into the badness.
We cut out the good jokes, folks. There are good ones in here. We promise you. They've just been
cut them out. Yeah.
Anyway, he tries to get a picture of Sayiaman unmasked so Videl would go out with him because that's a high school sentence. But every time he tries, something goes wrong. Just go ahead and copy and paste this into Happy Days. Like, this is just...
Yeah, exactly. I need a fucking pee. Hang on. I'll be right back.
Eric, you should do a mid-roll shout out because I don't know that you've ever done one.
Never. I never have. I don't even know what the hell a mid-roll shout out means.
You just scream mid-roll shout out.
Mid-roll!
Yeah, like that. Exactly.
Oh my gosh. I love this. This is my favorite part of this episode. Guaranteed. I don't care what comes after this because these are real people that are awesome.
Yeah.
As opposed to
fake people that suck.
Fake people that suck? I don't know. I was I was almost going to make a joke about my co-hosts, but they're real people that are awesome too. Like, I'm not even going to joke about that.
Wow.
So I had this weird internal dilemma of like, I really like these people and I don't think humor debasing other people that I like is what I want.
Wow.
I want my humor to be debasing the show Dragon Ball Z.
Oh my God, that's why I love you, Eric, because you have internal dialogue that makes you a wonderful human being.
Well, I just have to say it out loud to you so that you know I'm a wonderful human being.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, you're like patting yourself on the back after doing a good thing.
Exactly. It's like, look at how good I am, John. Look at me. Look at how thoughtful I am.
Like, and you never would have known had I not recognized how thoughtful you were. And now you're like, yeah, that's fucking right. I'm thoughtful. You tell me. You tell me how thoughtful I am. But otherwise, you would have just been thoughtful. This is why you don't recognize other people's efforts.
That's
you
right.
just let it happen.
Yeah. You just let those efforts go and never address them ever again. Anyway, the people we are going to address are the most awesome people that support this podcast and fuel the hate. That's what I call these hate fuelers, but in a good way.
It's a positive
somehow.
hate fueler.
Yeah, it's a positive thing somehow. I'm not sure how. We'll work on that. We'll figure it out. We'll get there. But Andrew Winden, awesome. Artex, the creator, thank you. Dan, I'm going to butcher all these, John. This
No, we do that on purpose. It's okay.
Shoemate, Shamate, I don't know.
I love that you gave it the same 2 tries that I did. Shoemate and Shumate. Yeah, and I always fuck up Dan's last name. At this point, I just scream random things. So
yeah. Richard Alanese, Spencer Feuerstein. If that's Spencer's like alter ego, I would love it. Or like his nemesis. That sounds so great.
Eric's doing a mid-roll shout out for the first time. It's awesome.
Oh my God.
And not to sleep on the last one, Tyler Hyatt. Thank you. All of you so much. You're the best. Even though I hate Dragon Ball Z, I do not hate you.
That was said with such conviction. You'd better believe it.
And it's true.
It's very true. Thank you very much for choosing to support this. This whatever the fuck we're doing this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure why, because...
Have you heard this?
Well, welcome back from your bathroom break, Spencer.
Thank you. It's good to be here. Good to be here with an empty bladder.
Hey.
Solves problems.
That's what my grandpa used to say every time we went to the baseball game.
Oh, it's nice that your grandpa took you to the baseball game.
Then he'd get drunk and cover me in secondhand smoke. I love that, man.
It is weird that American sports are sort of, well, I guess it's worldwide sports are sort of built around like, come to this place, sit down and drink until you get into a fight.
Get drunk and yell
like,
at
that's sort of the stereotype. On the other hand, those peanuts and hot dogs.
Isn't it amazing that like humans are such social creatures, but you actually put humans in a social situation and they just end up punching each other?
Yeah, I think we're fighting against our sort of like inbred biology, which is like you have to be at the top of the chain so that you can like mate and get in all the food and stuff, like that basic sort of stupid biology bullshit.
And if my team doesn't win this soccer game, then I will not be able to have sex with anyone and create children.
Yeah, because it's not a team, it's a tribe.
Yeah,
right.
Like it's that sort of mentality, I think. Like that's what it taps into.
But at what point do we change the dynamic to where humans are a group? Like we could just be a group together.
That's what I've been wondering for a long time. Because in every science fiction show, as soon as aliens are discovered, humans are no longer American, European, et cetera, et
Just a
cetera.
species.
They're just humans.
Yeah.
They're Earthians, essentially.
Yeah, Terras.
Most science fiction authors would say, as soon as we discover aliens, we're good to go.
Oh my gosh. Do you think aliens refer to us as
Holy shit! Oh my god, maybe.
Now we got to keep all this in because that was
That's
a
a
good joke.
good joke.
Great joke.
That's one of the good ones.
That's
Oh my
it.
god. No, we have to cut it. We have to cut it because it was a good joke.
Yeah, we got to cut that. That's too good for this podcast.
was too
Save it
good.
for a real
That's-
podcast.
That's fucking
It's
funny.
really fucking funny.
Wow.
That belongs in a TV show. That
Right?
belongs on an episode of something. Like that's top quality shit.
You could put that in like Futurama. It would be great.
Amazing. Holy shit.
Are we ready to get back into this
I am
shit?
so
Yeah.
ready.
Let's
I
do
am
it.
so ready because I
We've
am.
got a whole saga to wrap up.
Yeah, I am only 9 episode descriptions away from the end of this episode. So let's do this. Whew. All right. Finally, you've all been waiting for it. We've wasted 9 episodes of just dinking around to finally get to the World Tournament, and it's here. The World Tournament finally begins. Goten and Trunks are busy preparing the exercise room where all junior contestants are because they planned for that.
There you go.
They planned for that, junior contestants.
They have to compete in the junior division. They're kind of pissed about it, but those are the rules. So
At least they get to fight,
For kids like
something,
8 to 16 or whatever the hell.
Yeah, like sanctioned violence for children.
For kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you say that, and I know what you're doing, you little funny man. But there are like karate tournaments, martial arts tournaments for
Absolutely,
kids.
but it's
Parents go to these
but-
things.
But what kind of safety equipment? What kind of padding do they have? What kind of gloves do they have?
Oh, none.
What mats are there?
None.
What referees? What?
None.
I don't think you can just safely distribute your skills if you've got.
No, you
safety
have to
equipment
punch
in
your
there.
6-year-old fist into another 6-year-old's face to really know how strong you are.
Yeah. Like, how hard could it be? They're
So you're
6.
trying to tell me this is some organized event? No, this is a bunch of dudes who got some kids together and are waving some money in front of them to get them to fight.
Well, it's
That's what this
organized.
is.
It's really interesting because the only person that seems to be in charge is the World Tournament announcer, voiced by Eric Bale.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That's so good.
He's kind of like throughout the saga, he's like, it's my tournament.
Right.
Like he's very possessive of the whole thing. There's no like higher authority here. It's kind of whatever.
Yeah, but they
whatever
have a
goes.
medical wing. That's fine. They have professionals nearby.
They're all set up. They're
Yeah.
fine. You're not going to get sued to
It's all
oblivion.
right.
Yeah.
So
Lawyers don't exist in this
No,
world.
it's a universe that is built on fighting. So kids should be involved in that.
that's the
Right.
thing you got to keep in mind is that the fundamental building blocks of the entire society is
It's
martial
fight.
arts. That's the most important
Okay. All right. I mean, we'll just hand wave that off. Let's do it. It says Hercule is introduced and everybody starts cheering. Then the announcer tells everyone that they did a reenactment about the fight with Cell, but with Hercule as the hero who defeats him. So they're whitewashing history here.
They are. That's what they're doing.
But let's get back to their core values of children fighting children.
Right. Important stuff. Thank you.
Trunks faces his first competitor, a blonde-haired bully, and they start the fight. Trunks beats his opponent as if it were nothing.
Trunks wins his first match. Goten, I think, wins. Oh, sorry.
Whoa.
That's the next episode. I'm getting ahead. I'm
Yeah.
spoiling things. So we can
All right,
move
we're
on.
moving on to 211. The episode title is Trunks versus Goten. So we
You can
we
kind of
figure
guess
out where that one's going. But first, Goten faces his first appointment.
It is kind of an appointment. It's a
His
fist.
first opponent.
Yeah.
It's a what? Sorry, John. Will you say
Nothing.
the
I was going to say it's a fisting appointment, but then I remember
Oh.
talking about the children's tournament.
That's the
So I'm like,
worst.
yeah, how about you stop talking, John? And I was like, okay. So I just
Yeah.
covered my face.
I'm glad
Anyway.
that your brain made that distinction.
And then you asked me, and
Well,
I
what?
didn't.
You made it halfway through the joke. What am I supposed to not
I know,
ask?
I know, but it is a fisting appointment
Yeah,
anyway.
that's true. Anyway, he knocks the 14-year-old out cold. Trunks and Goten easily battle their way into the finals, of course, like they would. As the championship begins between Goten and Trunks, it is announced that the winner will face Hercule in an exhibition match. Ooh, okay, so Hercule doesn't have any like real skin in the game. So if he loses to a kid, it'll just be like, oh, it was an exhibition.
I like that you were saying
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what's
exactly what I could call it right now. I know exactly what's going to happen. All right, so they fight. Oh, and quite the battle it is. I mean, it was just crazy wild. Hercule recognizes the
thing.
resemblances between Goten and Goku. The crowd is speechless as the two finalists seem stronger than most people in the adult division. Trunks quickly shows to have the upper hand, but Goten will not give up. Does it end like mid-battle? You don't know who wins?
Yeah, their battle takes place over the course of a couple episodes.
Oh my gosh. See, that's the worst part of Dragon Ball Z right
It's
there.
a cliffhanger.
How long is this episode? 20 minutes?
About 20, 24.
Okay, so
roughly.
the fight at the end is probably like 10 minutes of that episode where it's just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then you end the episode, and then the first half of the next episode is just rehashing what you just watched over again.
It's surprising how much that does happen in Dragon Ball Z, but I will say that this season in particular is pretty good about moving along.
That's good. All right.
Credit where credit is due. It does fuck up quite a bit. This season's actually okay.
Okay, well, after their very even match, Trunks wins the battle. So Trunks is 7 and beat up a 6-year-old
Yes.
Yeah.
with
correct.
everyone cheering them on.
Uh-huh.
Everybody fucking
They
loves
loves it.
They
loves it.
This is a morbid world. Like, this is a terrible place. We don't want to get morals anywhere close to this world because it just gets messy fast. Although Goten is upset because Trunks only won because he decided to break the rules the fighters he set up for the tournament, including turning into a Super Saiyan. Trunks?
Oh yeah, we should have mentioned that the people who are capable of turning into Super Saiyan collectively agreed not to turn Super Saiyan
Because why?
Because it'd be like cheating.
because they're fighting humans. And
Oh,
they're
you
just
mean-
kind of in it for the
You mean
fun
like
of
how
it.
some can fly and others can't?
Yeah.
That's not cheating?
I
Correct.
guess not.
Okay. Well, the point is Trunks won, but he cheated and went Super Saiyan to do so.
Right.
And that's the whole episode. Next one.
So, by the rules of the tournament, in case you didn't get it, Trunks is up against
Yeah.
Hercule
Oh, yeah.
in an exhibition match.
But Trunks beats him in one punch.
Oh, you
I
read that?
I read that next sentence.
Yeah.
It is a
All right,
it is a
kinda
clever
spoiled
title
it a
name.
little
Big
bit.
Trouble, Little Trunks. Like I
Isn't
do
it?
like that little call.
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, that's nice. That's a nice little American title.
Hercule has his exhibition match and Trunks beats him in one punch. And Hercule, like he does, makes up another lie saying he went easy on Trunks and let him win. That's the whole match.
Of course.
That's the whole
Mhm.
episode is one punch.
I honestly don't remember what else happens in that episode. It can't be the whole episode because I remember that part being very short. He can just easily say like, "Oh yeah, I'm the world champion," but like he's just
I
a
didn't
kid,
wanna
right?
hurt
So I
this
just
little
kind of let
kid.
the kid
Yeah.
win.
All right. On to the real tournament. Enough with these little kids. The adult tournament brackets are decided.
This episode description is bonkers.
Who will fight who? That's what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, first round matches are 1 Krillin versus Pintar, 3 Shin versus Piccolo, 5 Videl versus Spokovic, 7 Gohan versus Kibito, 9 Hercule versus Android 18, Goku versus Vegeta, Mighty Mask versus Killa, finally Jewel versus Yamu. So this is just a rehash of the last tournament we watched.
Well, the
There's
thing
like
is,
2
and
matches that weren't in the last tournament, right?
yeah, and John pointed this out when we were reviewing. We should have done the fantasy football
On this one?
tournament creation on this one because it's actually a tournament. The Cell Games is a tournament, but it's so fucked
It's all
up.
bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it breaks its own rules so much. Granted, this one does too, but at least it starts out following the rules and doesn't break it until like the second or third round. But for your information, just so you know, moving forward, because this is kind of important, Pintar is the sort of racially charged Middle Eastern sumo wrestler.
Okay.
I guess that's probably the best way to put him. Shin and Kibito are 2 people that show up and they come up to the Z fighters in the episode. They're like, "Hey, you're Goku, right? Oh man, we'd love to see you fight. We're such big fans of your work. You're so awesome." Which is weird because nobody on Earth knows that Goku was the one that like won the Cell Games and all that shit. So they're like, there's automatically some weird vibes from them.
We skipped over the entry into the tournament. They had to punch a punching machine.
Oh, right. Yeah. So that's how it's decided.
It's the top 16
to-
numbers on the punching machine.
Yeah. How did you guess? 16. So there's like hundreds of people that are applying to the tournament, right? And they're like, oh shit, we got to narrow it down. So they gather everybody together into the tournament and they're like, hey, we got this punch machine. You hit this button with your fist, it'll give you a number. Over a certain number, we're going to put you into the tournament. Top 16 will get divided into these brackets. We'll figure out who's going to fight who. It honestly fucking one of the best scenes of the season, because you take this like real world sort of qualifying match, like the fucking roller derby and Boy Scouts, and you stretch it into these ultra universal, larger than life proportions with Goku and Vegeta and all these people that have obviously done shit way more difficult than this. They're gods, basically, these demigods in a tournament for regular humans. And they're like, okay, well, we're just here for fun. So we'll kind of pull our punches and bring it back. We're just having a good time. Everybody punches the machine. They get a score that is like a little above human, a little above what, like Hercule, the champion.
I'd say it's way above, because the guys that just reading the numbers are like, what the fuck?
There's checks and balances. Yeah. There's certain people that go a little bit higher than they should. But for the most part, everybody's just like within an acceptable margin. Still like, oh, that's pretty high.
Yeah, and the way they do that is they like tap the button. Instead of punching it, they like, boop, they have to just poke it. And
they just hold it in
order to get a low score.
And Vegeta's just like, nah, he steps up, gives it his full force, breaks the damn thing. It explodes. So the final order is what you've read off. The only other clarification that I have to make is Spokovic and Yamu. They are two bald men. Spokovic is very large, very masculine, very Andre the Giant.
He was in the other tournament, right?
He was.
Well, he was in one of the previous world tournaments, but he was not in the Cell Games tournament.
He wasn't in the Cell one. Okay.
No, he faced off against Hercule in the previous World Martial Arts tournament that was never actually in the anime, but is referred back to multiple times in this season. Yamu is sort of Spokovic's counterpart. He's skinnier, but also bald. Both of them have weird little cursive M's etched into their foreheads like a tattoo. Okay. Mighty Mask was really fun. He's just a super strong fighter that wears a mask, sort of a purple Ku Klux Klan hood on his face.
The best way to describe it,
no
unfortunately.
Racist connotations, but that's just sort of like the way to picture it. And he gets knocked out by Goten and Trunks, who are mad that they did not get to participate in the adult tournament. They steal his clothes and take his place. Two kids stacked on top of each other to mimic an adult.
Okay, what about Killa and Jewel? Who are they?
Killa's just some dude. He's just some black dude who talks like a boomhauer, kind of.
Very fast, very unintelligible.
Yeah.
I honestly don't remember who the hell Jewel is.
We talked about this when we did the movie reviews, how they always have like this one's the strong buff guy, this is the pretty boy, this is the weird one. Jewel is the pretty boy one.
Okay, that makes sense. So not a single female in there.
Videl.
Besides, Android 18, that's probably...
Oh yeah, that's right, Android. I keep forgetting Android 18.
Videl is a female. Android 18 is a female. She also ends up married to Krillin, and they have a kid.
Oh.
That's like 3 years old.
Is it like half android, half human? Like what?
It's unclear, but presumed to be fully human. It's kind of revealed that Android 18 was human at first and then transformed into sort of a cyborg. So she is a human that was just sort of modified. Okay. So Hercule is going to go up against Android 18, which I thought was very fun. You, not knowing much about the show, probably doesn't care.
Okay.
Also of note is Goku versus Vegeta being paired off in like the first round of the tournament, the first bracket.
Yeah, because Krillin quickly beats Pintar,
as you would have guessed, as you could have guessed, even if you hadn't read the episode description. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. I would have totally got that one. And then Piccolo and Shin take the stage and they start fighting. Before even a punch is thrown, Piccolo gives up and everyone is suspicious.
Yeah, because Piccolo can detect the power coming from Shin.
So he's scared.
Concerned.
He's scared.
He's a yellow-bellied Piccolo. All right. Videl and Spokovic enter the ring.
Oh, that's a shitty... whatever.
What
Fuck
is
it.
this?
Okay, whatever.
Tell me the fights.
Yeah, then it just updates the matches. I don't even want to go into...
Yeah, that's unimportant. Ignore that.
Who. That's shitty. Next episode is Videl versus Spokovic. That's what's important.
Videl is a very good fighter, but Spokovic has an enormous amount of vitality. What does that even mean?
Got a lot of HP.
He's super vital.
Yeah, he's got a lot of HP.
Okay, he can take a good punch.
Yeah.
So Videl is just wrecking him, just keeps punching him, knocks and thrashes Spokovic to the ground, but he keeps getting up. Eventually, Videl is so tired that Spokovic managed to hit her, even though she is faster than him. She now realizes Spokovic is stronger than he appears.
The description doesn't do the episode justice.
No,
and
it
I'm like
doesn't.
defending a show when we're making jokes and having fun. But it's important to know that like this is sort of where everything pays off as far as the narrative is concerned. Gohan has taught Videl to fly. There's been like several episodes about that shit. Spokovic punches Videl. Videl almost gets knocked out of the ring, which would qualify as a loss. But at the last second, she saves herself by flying. She's able to fly above the ring and be like, haha, I have an advantage. And then Spokovic reveals that he can also fly.
What?
So it's like, oh, fuck.
Damn it.
Yeah.
She's in trouble.
For the past 17 episodes, it's been kind of this fun little romp, like this fun character story around Gohan and the world. And we kind of start transitioning back to regular DBZ with the kids tournament. But this is the moment after 340 minutes of fun building.
Air quotes that fun.
This is it was fun. Shut up. This is the moment. This next episode, and you can tell by the title, is when the turn occurs.
Nice.
Yes.
If anyone
It starts getting a
listening,
little dark.
is unaware, the title is Videl is Crushed, which I still don't get. Do you see the titles before the episode? Because it's just like, okay, thanks for just spoiling the whole episode.
I'm glad that you brought that up because you're a normal human being with rational thoughts. And I fundamentally disagree with the way that Dragon Ball Z has been presenting its titles.
Yeah, it's
this
so bad.
season, I think like halfway through, I decided to just watch the fucking episodes, write my notes down, and then fill in the titles after the fact.
There you go.
Because it was spoiling so much for me that experiencing the episode and then talking with John was like, I don't know, lackluster because it's fucking spoiled right from the get-go. So like, for instance, the part where the kids fight, I was enjoying this 7-year-old on 7-year-old violence. And
it's actually 7 on 6, but okay.
Yeah. And so one episode is called Best of the Boys. And then the next episode is called Big Trouble, Little Trunks. Well, I fucking knew that Trunks was going to win because he's in the next episode and Goten wasn't. So I stopped around that point and I just kind of let it flow.
Good job. That's like episode 214.
Yeah.
So.
It took 215 episodes for me to realize, oh, I don't have to put the episode titles in before I take notes.
There we go.
So anyway,
lesson learned.
Child violence is cool. I learned my lesson. And
Videl's about to get crushed.
Fuck. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Jokes aside, this is visceral. It's gross. I hate this episode, but it's very effective in what it presents.
This episode is the most brutal of all Dragon Ball Z episodes that we've ever seen.
Eric, if you like watching high school girls get beat down to
like bloody and crying and actually tortured at this point, it's physical, violent
good
torture.
news, that happens this episode, and it is just
that sounds awful.
It's it especially because the previous like 10 episodes or whatever the hell we've been talking about really have been like sort of this 90s sitcom, fun, like character based, almost romantic comedy sort of plot.
It is.
And then
it endears you to this character so quickly.
Twists it like spins it around to regular DBZ, and all of a sudden people are getting the shit beat out of them. They're supernatural powered. You feel it a lot more, even though this is the 7th season of the show. You know, like it really sets it up to where your expectations are reversed to what you've been seeing all this time, and then just like spins them back around to normal so suddenly that John and I were not expecting it. This episode is kind of gross.
It is, but it's so incredibly effective.
It works really
gross,
well.
like an episode of The Boys, or like it's effective in the same way that the first episode of Invincible is effective at the very end.
Okay,
where you're like,
did you watch? You watched Invincible?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Oh man, I'm so glad to hear you say that. I really enjoyed it as well.
That's a good show.
Yeah, it was very good. Yeah. But yes, it is on that level. Like it's that visceral.
Dang, that sounds terrible. So she loses to Spokovic.
You think she's going to win. You think she's going to pull it out, especially like with the history of Dragon Ball Z. The good guy has a history of being punched and pummeled and brought to the brink of death and then turning it around at the last second. Does not happen here.
She gets crushed, and Gohan takes Videl to the hospital. Goku goes to Corinne's tower to get some sensu beans for her. It's that bad. Like
It's that bad. She's gonna die.
It's really bad.
Well, this Spokovic is not human, and that's sort of winked at up until this point. And then once he's on the tournament grounds and actually fighting, you're like, what the fuck is this monster?
Yeah, there's a point where Videl kicks his head and it breaks his neck. His neck turns 180 degrees around and he hits the ground. And the announcer's like, oh, I guess Videl wins, but she's going to get disqualified for using unnecessary force. Spokovic stands back up and snaps his head back the correct direction.
That's terrifying.
That moment alone is the turn. It's like this isn't normal anymore.
Seriously, up until this point, it's Dragon Ball. It's fun. People can fly, turn Super Saiyan, whatever. It's mostly relevant to the real world. Like you can connect the dots to be like, okay, these are just people with just a little bit of an asterisk above the human.
Yeah,
descriptor.
Krillin.
And at this point, it's like, oh fuck, something fucking wild is going on here. Because not only do you have the bald people that don't speak, they just grin and laugh and pummel.
Yeah,
but you have the weird purple skinned people as well, who are very mysterious and maybe villainous, and we don't really know what's going on. There's been this intersection of weird supernatural stuff into this regular it's a crazy world with dinosaurs and a martial arts tournament. Like there's this weird, it's strange.
Yeah, what we're long form telling you is the last 17 episodes have been lulling you into a false sense of security. The Dragon Ball Z is becoming something that it isn't. And then this is the turn back to exactly what it is. And it's,
so
if it's not obvious, it's super effective, or we wouldn't be talking about it.
When you say Gohan's in high school, it's fucking crazy 90s sitcom. That was deliberate.
Mm-hmm.
It was to put you into this position of the show is different now. Haha, it's fun. It's it's family time. And then 10 episodes later, it twists and goes back to what it was. But because it's preceded by all this shit, you're expecting something totally different. And for a show that goes 200 episodes, like you were saying, it's hilarious that they finally did a character-based thing 200 episodes in. It kind of pulls the rug out from under you because it shifts so late in the game and then it goes right back to what it was. And I don't know what it is about that turn.
It's the contrast.
It's the contrast. It should be unacceptable, right? It should be stupid and but it works. I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible because obviously, I grew up with Dragon Ball Z and I like it, but I think it does do its job. And I think some shows try this kind of thing and it doesn't work. And for some reason, Dragon Ball, I'm not articulate enough to pinpoint exactly why, but it works. It worked for me and definitely worked for John.
I think it's partially the medium of anime. So many different stories can be explored in the anime medium. And one of the most commonly explored ones is a slice of life. And that's what we got. That's what we were expecting. So it's okay, I don't know what WandaVision is. I have no idea. But via osmosis, I've absorbed that it lulls you into a false sense of this is how life is. And then there's a crack. There's a turn in there.
Yep.
My guess is that's kind of what this arc
Oh God. Yeah.
is.
Especially with putting it in the world of old school sitcoms, the comfort of the television back then. Yes, it is exactly that.
Yeah, but I feel like WandaVision is a slow cracking, whereas this is a swift change.
Well, you say that, but because it's 5 sentences, right? This is literally hours of our time.
Yeah, like I said, 340 minutes.
Yeah,
well, but I mean, the change is the change of WandaVision is over 5 episodes. The change in this sounds like 1 episode.
How long is an episode of WandaVision?
Well,
an hour.
Yeah, so they 40 minutes.
It's the same period of time then, because 17 episodes of Dragon Ball Z, 20 minutes each is 340, plus or minus the 2 minutes every now and then. An hour times 5 is 300, or 6 episodes is 360.
I love that I did not follow your math at all.
No,
but I'm still on your side because I think that Japanese storytelling in the 90s, where Dragon Ball Z was still being created, flows at a story pace. That is equal to 2022. You have to just compress it. So the 90s stuff, the Japanese storytelling is a
Yeah, I'm not saying that side. I'm saying the turn side of it is what.
Oh,
Like the WandaVision turn is sprinkled throughout every episode.
No,
whereas,
and
whereas this
I
turn
get what
is,
you're saying because
one episode, right?
we're springing the turn on you because the episode descriptors don't say it.
Right. Yeah.
Because we were going for the funny joke of like Eric's going to be so fucking confused that it's going to be hilarious. But it did a fairly good job of sprinkling it in. Every time these Spokovic, these weird bald characters, the weird purple skin guys are shown, like the tone of the entire episode shifts for just a couple minutes. The music is different. The shots are different. And we're suddenly out of this sort of slice of life. Everybody's competing in a fun tournament to a what the fuck, these guys are otherworldly supernatural threats that are going to destroy.
And then
everybody.
honestly, in those episodes where they do sprinkle in a little bit of that, ooh, we're turning, they also have to contrast it. They have Sharpener's bullshit and the high school stuff in the same episodes to keep you like, keep your eye on the birdie while over here we're doing a magic trick and unconsciously you're going to pick up on it, but you're not going to see it. Like it, if it's not obvious, this is maybe the best Dragon Ball Z has ever been. The most successful.
That's what I was gonna say. Is like Dragon Ball Z hasn't. I feel like hasn't shown me anything that is valuable or like has purpose or meaning or like worth watching. But this, you sell it to me. Like this is selling it to me of like there's a kernel of coolness in this, you know?
Yeah, there is 6 seasons or so of very straightforward, very sort of bodybuilder, like
MMA, punch
storytelling. And then it's like all of that was a mask, a sort of to put you in the certain frame of mind so they could pull a trick on you.
The show is the show. The slice of life is the mask. But
I don't think that they were planning this from the beginning, but it feels more deliberate in this season.
Yeah.
To try to make the audience feel a certain way with its episodes.
Well, and that's really interesting because they realize what they are.
Yes.
And they realize
exactly
how can we change this? And it worked. Surprisingly, and then they go back to what they are and they're like, guys, this is what we've been the whole time, and you're like, I'm the idiot, you got me, and it's great. Like that's a fun moment, it sounds like.
I think that the bad news is it successfully does the turn and makes the audience feel like an idiot for expecting a certain thing and getting another thing and being surprised, and then it just sails forward with that same old energy and never looks back.
We'll see. We don't know yet because we haven't seen the next 60 episodes, but it really feels like
they had a moment. Yeah. They had a moment of brilliance.
Your absolute greatness. And it's funny to me that in the very beginning, Eric, you made a joke like, oh yeah, because this is why people watch this show is for high school drama stuff. That was the whole point, was exactly the joke that you made. Even just the fucking descriptions got you, and you know nothing about the show. It's brilliantly poetic in how well they do this. And then it's pretty well known that going forward, it gets bad. We don't know how bad, but like there's fear.
Like this is the peak.
Yeah, like this
is the peak.
And it's also strange that you made the joke, where's the punching? That's how so many people felt about this arc specifically, is Gohan's dumb little romance and weird cosplay shit. But it's brilliant. It's amazing.
It's crazy that it worked. Like wouldn't you get 6 episodes in and you're like, what the hell show am I watching? Like, what is this?
You get maybe 1 episode in and you're like, what the hell am I watching? And then the next episode starts and you're like, oh, I kind of like this character, this new Videl that they're introducing.
Like keep it interesting enough that you'll stick with it.
And then they introduce the little brother and the dynamic between the little brother and the big brother that are like, they're both victims of an absent father. And then they kind of build on that a little bit. Like it sounds weirdly deep for a show like Dragon Ball Z, but they really do
but it is.
Put that mask on for a while and make you feel like it's a character drama almost. And then they bring in, the silly stuff's obviously mixed in. It's an anime. It's about fighting, but like you're on board with the characters at that point. You like them because of the tiny little moments that they've introduced. And all of a sudden you're just rooting for this stupid high school romance to kick off because it's been 7 episodes in the making. And then they blindside you with,
What if we beat the shit out of her?
and then they blindside you with this, what if we beat the shit out of a teenage girl? And it's masterful, but because of what comes next and because of what's come before, I really do wonder if it was just by accident.
We got to talk about that at the end of this, because we keep saying we got to talk about Toriyama's story writing, and we absolutely should, but we should save it till we're done, because I don't know what happens next. And maybe I was wrong when I was younger, and the community as a whole is wrong, because we've had some very different opinions on things that the community thinks are amazing. So maybe we'll have some very different opinions on this. So I don't know. I guess we're not even done with the episode things. You should keep going.
We're so close. We're so close.
We're almost there.
Close. We got 2 episodes left.
Yeah.
Cool. That's honestly, that is the best I've ever heard of Dragon Ball Z.
Well, it's
I'm
the
still
best
not
we
watch
felt.
It,
No, and I wouldn't expect you to, but it's the best we felt about Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
That's great.
In the
so
episodes,
glad.
we're like, holy shit, this show is actually a show. Like it actually cares about its characters, and it's like growing their motivations and stuff. Like there's a beginning, middle, and end to these.
There's some nutrition in these chips.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Finally, this is worth watching. It's
200 episodes in. That's all it took.
But it's
all you got to do is invest. Yeah.
And to be fair, man. It has just been getting better. Like from the beginning of the show, it's like between 4.5 and 6. It's not amazing. I wouldn't ever watch it again. I would never choose to watch the beginning and the Namek stuff ever again for the rest of my life.
As like controversial as it is, after Frieza, I think the show finds its footing better than anything before. And there are people there that will tell you like Frieza, the Goku versus Frieza fight is where the show.
And that's fine for them, but for us,
not great.
No way. Absolutely.
Yeah, what I'm looking for in a show.
Yeah, exactly. And we're taking it as not like, oh, we love the anime. If we're completely separating ourselves from the love that we have for the show and just looking at it as a produced program from Frieza, as soon as that ends onward, they figure out how to produce the show they've been trying to the whole time, how to tell the story, how to show the fucking art properly, how to do all the goddamn sound mixing fucking properly, like how to do everything properly. It all works. After that point, that's the pivot point in the production where it just like it snaps together and it starts working. This is the culmination of maybe accidentally amazing storytelling, and really they know what they're producing now.
So anyway, a 17-year-old girl gets annihilated.
Blood everywhere. It's awful.
It's brutal. But her soon-to-be boyfriend, Gohan, takes her to the hospital, and Goku, finally involved in his son's life, goes to get some sensu beans to help her out.
Dude.
Yay. Absent father finally
Isn't
shows
it great?
up with the
It's like,
cigarettes.
yeah, exactly. It's like, finally, I'll take an interest in what my son is doing, but only because it's my interest.
Well, here's what's amazing is you can have a kid and neglect them for years upon years upon years, and then you get points for coming in at the last minute and doing something good.
Disneyland dad right here. Token
Disneyland
Disneyland
dad.
That's
great.
Perfect.
But everyone else has got to fight, though, still. We still got Krillin, Shin, Spokovic, Gohan, Kibito, Hercule, Android 18, Goku, Vegeta, Mighty Mask, Killa, and Jewel, and Yamu.
Yeah, super important.
True.
Remember that order. It comes up.
But the next one is titled Identities Revealed. We're going to figure out some peeps. Okay. They literally just copied the sentence from above and put it in there again. But
Yep.
Does that happen in the episode?
Yeah, now you know how we feel when the ending is
more or
the same
less.
thing as the next episode's beginning.
Oh boy, this is bad because they talk about 2 different people. Gohan races Videl to the hospital while Goku gets the sensu beans. And then they say, when he gets back, who's he? Which he? What's he? Who are you talking about?
That's true.
Specify.
It's bad grammar.
When Goku gets back, Goku gives one of the sensu beans to Videl.
Sorry, whoever wrote this, but
No, when Goku gets back, Gohan gives one to Videl.
Shit. Yeah, you're actually right.
It's so confusing that we fucked it up.
you guys haven't even watched it.
Yep.
Unbelievable. But first, Gohan and
Kibito.
Kibito go in the ring. What? And Kibito tells Gohan to transfer into Super Saiyan? Why? That's breaking his rule.
Yeah, but Kibito doesn't know about the rule.
That's true.
Kibito's one of the weird, elfy, floaty question mark
Purple skin guys.
people.
Perp. Yeah, he's a perp. Okay.
He's a perp. He's a perper.
Okay, so that we're at this point, the tournament has had 2 contestants. And we have 1 episode left in the season or the saga.
I'm glad you're kind of picking up on this.
Because they're just gonna can I just call it out real fast before you say anything?
Yeah, what you got?
Uh-huh.
they just scrap half of the tournament and those people don't fight because there's some big bads. Either the purple guys or the bad guys are bad, and then everyone fights.
Well, let's have you read the last one. Let's have you read the last episode. We'll see if we find out.
Okay. Next one is called Energy Drain. That's a great last episode title.
Season finale, baby.
Season finale right here. Episode 219. Gohan powers up to his full strength because Kibito asked him to. Said, hey, you should do this, little kid. And then he does it.
Remember, he's in high school now, so.
Yeah.
Medium kid.
Exactly.
Medium
kid. But before he can, Yamu and Spokovic drain Gohan of his power, and Shin reveals to be a Supreme Kai? That means nothing to me. What the hell's a Supreme Kai?
Can you even guess what that means?
Yeah.
He's a alien and the strongest of that alien type.
Sure.
Oh, that's pretty good.
I'd say
good.
close enough.
Do you remember King Kai?
He's above King Kai.
That's correct.
Mhm.
Yes?
Yes.
He's King Kai's boss's boss.
Wait. So King is not the top of the Kai structure.
Of course,
Somehow,
because you have Supreme. You think Supreme is below King?
Yeah. If you order a Crunchwrap King and you order a Crunchwrap Supreme, which one's better?
if I am ruling a nation and I go up the tier, King is the top. There's no supreme king over the king.
Okay, think of it like a mayoral structure, right? You got the mayor of a town, and then you got the governor of a state, and the governor's above that mayor, and then you've got the president above that. Does it help?
That's the most like this political structure.
That doesn't help. That doesn't help. Because the title is top. King is top. And you're saying supreme. Supreme is good. Supreme's great. It's not top. It's not top.
Okay, all right, I got it. I figure out what you're saying.
The meaning of supreme is highest in rank or authority.
All right, what is king?
One that is supreme or preeminent in a particular group, category, or sphere.
Oh, shit.
Okay, all right. So they're both great titles for really strong people.
Do you remember when you were inventing your own DBZ storyline and you said the Emperor Kai shows up?
Oh, yeah.
This is the guy we were both thinking.
Pretty
This
much
is Emperor
that.
Kai. Okay.
This is Emperor Kai.
All right. I get that. I'm just saying if you're playing chess, there's no supreme piece. Okay. So whatever.
That'd be pretty sweet. I think your fist is the supreme piece in a chess game.
Your mind is. All right. So Supreme Kai shows up.
He's been there the whole time.
Shin is the Supreme Kai. Yamu and Spokovic drain Gohan of his power because they're energy thieves and they take off. Closely followed by Supreme Kai and the Z Fighters. They just ditch. They drain Gohan of all of his strength and then run away.
And they bounce. Yeah.
All right. The Supreme Kai then tells them. The Supreme Kai then tells them of a wizard called Bibbidi. Bibbidi.
There you go.
Bibbidi bobbidi boo. All right. Right, because magic. Bibbidi. Who created a monster called Majin Buu. Majin Buu set about the complete destruction of the universe, and Buu was then imprisoned in a powerful ball of energy. Before Bibbidi could release Buu, he was killed by the Supreme Kai, but he has a son named...
That's what it's all been leading up to.
He has a son called Bobbidi who intends to resurrect Majin Buu and continue his father's dreams of ultimate destruction. So there's just a huge exposition dump right at the end of this episode.
Yes. Yeah, there is. And I brought it up when we reviewed the episode that I kind of felt like it speed bumped the season a little bit. Like it was off to a really good start. Pretty good middle, and then all of a sudden it was just like, wait, we're going to take 20 minutes and just regurgitate all this plot about the next season.
All right, so that's their hook is these guys running off with all of Gohan's energy. Is he dead or what happened?
No, the other guy kind of heals him up back to maybe full strength, maybe more, maybe less. Who knows?
But they've got enough energy to resurrect the Buu.
So Gohan's all right. Gohan and Videl take off. They follow too.
Okay.
You like Dragon Ball Z yet, Eric?
No. Oh my gosh. No, you almost had me. This is a cool show that actually does some fun shit. And then I read that paragraph.
Yeah.
Read me that paragraph. That is some
Yeah.
dumb ass shit.
Dude, I can't
Yeah.
disagree with you, which I
No, I can't
hate
either.
because the saga was really good. I thought it was really fucking good. And then the problem for me is that I don't think in a show like Dragon Ball Z, you know, anime, weird shit, aliens, all that stuff we've seen before, but to introduce it inside one episode and to just like totally derail, they've derailed before and it's also been unsuccessful, but they derailed this season and it's been successful because they peppered it in. They were slow with the transition. They were really careful with how they dulled out the plot changes. And if they had just kept that, I think this would have been better. I also don't think you would have got the bibbity bobbity boo reveal in this episode, and it probably would have waited till next season.
Yeah. Well, they have a hard time with the reveal. Like so many shows
They
have a
do.
hard time with explaining what's going on.
They had a great mystery box setup.
Yeah, they
And it
did.
had me on board for a lot of it. And then this episode happened and I couldn't.
Yeah, well, there's
I
two
couldn't do
fuck
it.
ups with the mystery box setup, right? There's two ways to fuck up a mystery box. The first way is you don't know what's in the mystery box. You just invent the mystery and then later on create the box. The second way, and this is what the show does, is it knows exactly what's in the mystery box. It just decides to open it and dump the whole thing out all at fucking once.
It just tells you everything. Yeah.
Yeah. And so those are the two chief ways to fuck up the mystery box setup. And sadly, this show does the complete opposite of the way like Star Wars and all the other ones do it. Star Trek and JJ goddamn Abrams, Alex Kurtzman.
So it is kind of a shame because oh God, it was off to a right track. So I don't know.
Yeah.
This could be a minor misstep, but judging by everything that we've heard up to this point, it's probably going to be the beginning of the end for Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, it's the beginning of the end for a show, that's for sure.
Yeah. Ooh. Now we're talking.
Don't get too excited.
Yeah, there's a lot more content.
Well, I'll tell you what, at the end of this episode, I feel about what the end of the saga sums up in their last title, Energy Drain. That's what it's
Which is kind of a shame. I think it did such a good job of establishing Gohan as his own character, giving him his own life and his own like relationships with people around him, and kind of giving him some fun stuff to do. And then just sort of, I hope not, but it seems like they just sort of wasted that at the end.
Would you
We'll
watch
see how it goes.
a Dragon Ball Z spin-off show that had no fighting in it and was just Gohan exploring his emotions about being abandoned by his father this whole time?
Yeah,
I think that I would enjoy that a lot more. And I don't know if that's just because like that's sort of what TV is now, like kind of deeper character studies where we explore trauma and things like that, or because that they successfully made a show that was 6 years long that was all this fighting and pointless shit, and you get weirdly attached to the characters. So when you finally get an in to their mind and their inner workings and their personality,
it feels good.
It's fun. It feels really good.
Yeah.
It feels earned. Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. I loved this saga. I loved it. This is the best part for me so far.
Is this the best Dragon Ball Z has been?
Yep.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, this is probably the best Dragon Ball Z will ever
be.
Well, like,
Yeah.
it's hard because from my fan perspective, like, my God, I love the punching and stuff. The Cell stuff was awesome from a fan's perspective. That's my favorite part. But just for this podcast, looking at it away from all the nostalgia and all that stuff, this is easily the best part of the show
It
narrative.
cares about the characters in the season and it doesn't alter them.
Yeah.
They are consistent throughout the entire season, and it's just nice.
It is.
It's just really nice.
It's just really nice.
It's nice to have some consistency. And
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then it sort of tanks at the end. But I'm the only one that thinks that.
No, I don't expect anything else from DBZ at this point. It's done that at the end so many fucking times. So, but then again, it's kind of probably hard to like get all that momentum and figure out how to finish strong. Like, how do you stick the landing with something this big? It's probably hard.
True.
It's probably hard as shit.
Especially when you're like one dude. And at this point, everybody's kind of all eyes on you.
Mm-hmm.
It's the George Lucas equivalent, which I don't think that Akira Toriyama stumbled nearly as much as George Lucas did, but it's the same sort of thing where you created this massive thing and now everybody's probably afraid to say no to you.
There's a lot of parallels that could be drawn, though, I'm sure, between George Lucas and Akira Toriyama here. We do it all the fucking time, man.
The franchise has been running for like almost exactly as long, give or take maybe 8 years or so.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy. Anyway, it's an episode for another time.
that's a can of worms right there.
Yeah.
Can I go ahead
really
and close this tab and never look at this ever again?
Yeah, I think we're done. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Eric Needs Dragon Ball Z. Next time, I think we're gonna throw in a Patreon temporary exclusive that is no longer a Patreon exclusive.
Yeah.
A review of one of the DBZ movies.
We should put 2 of them out there because they're really, really short, honestly.
I'm fine with that.
Oh my gosh.
If you want the commentary track, you'll have to jump into our Patreon, patreon.com/EHDBZ,
which really the
EHDBZ.
commentary tracks are where all the juice is. That's where the fun shit is. That's where we have the most fun.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Mhm.
And those will be dropping in the next couple weeks. And then we'll be back with the next season of Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, it's gonna be a thing.
That's
If
awesome.
you like the content that we produce here on the Octopus Network, check out our other podcasts. We do one called Tales of Nowhere. It's a tabletop RPG podcast where we take one cast of characters through multiple games and rule sets, and you already know about it because you've heard the end of this about 1,000,000 fucking times. Just check it out. It's pretty great. Music's by me. I'm John, whatever, and Eric is Eric. I don't know why I included that.
American.
It's definitely Eric. We also like to thank all of our patrons at the end of every episode, which I'm going to do right now. Solid end episode shout out to Leo Does Leo, Casey Craig Crow. I don't know. Let me know. I have no idea. Gunny Bawa, which is my favorite name because there's no way I'm going to get it right, so I have no pressure to fuck it up. You have my favorite name. I love it. Richard Alina's. Goddamn, Alani's. Dude, we fucking got an email that tells us how to pronounce it, and I already forgot. Richard.
And you forgot.
I'm a dumb bastard. I'm sorry. Andrew Winden, Tyler Hyatt, Croy Keener, Artex, the creator, Lori, CJ Collins, Jeffrey Grimm, Hearst ran out of gas, Spencer Feuerstein dead, she made that Felix Rodriguez. Thank all of you very much for providing us with the ability to continue this podcast. You're all great. I think we have to do a pun.
That's what it is.
Could somebody help me get this in the right direction? It was supposed to be Eric. Eric.
Oh, I thought you were doing a Derek thing.
No, I don't know who Derek is.
Who's Derek? Is he in Dragon Ball
Who the
Z?
fuck is Derek?
I don't know.
I'll destroy him.
Who are you, Nappa?
I guess. I don't know. I'm just doing a thing. I don't know what the thing is, but I'm doing it. So you gotta stick to it. It's like Eric Vale says, if you're gonna fail hard. So
Fail 100% of the
Yeah.
way.
John, I think you need to take a little Napa after that showcase of talent.
That's what I was gonna say, but it was so bad.
Too lame?
I couldn't get. Yeah.
There's nothing too lame for this guy.
well, let me Videl you a little story about a guy named Spencer who told me not to sing so Piccolo, but he can go fuck himself.
Fuck, I was gonna say that to your little response. God damn it.
If I could, I would bippity boppity boo myself right out of this conversation.
That's good.